There is a dark place, but I'm not going there. No, no, not on my way. There is a dark place, but I'm not going there. No, no, not on my way.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Lex.
And I'm Sean.
And I'm Shay.
And this is Or Learn Parkour.
Surprise, we made it to 50 episodes. Somehow, it's a podcast about ADHD.
Normally done by two people with ADHD, but in honor of this very special and quite frankly a little bit unexpected milestone.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. We didn't even realize. I mean, every time we put an episode out, we always have to double check, like, wait, what number is it?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like the last one, we're like, 49, fuck! Oh, fuck!
Only 19 more.
Oh shit, oh god.
After this one.
After this one.
You're approaching. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, the podcast might just have to end at 69. I don't know if we can go past it, you know?
I mean...
You've got two benchmarks. You either ended at 69 or you ended at 420. Either way, you're locking yourself in for quite a few more.
Yeah. But yeah, welcome everybody to the show. This is a special 50th episode party time with, you know, us two being your normal hosts. We're besties.
We're
sure roommates. We're co-cat parents, and we love being Sorry, I smoked weed this morning to help with my headache, and it is really doing a number.
All that to say, some of y'all may remember our dear friend of the podcast, Sean, from episode 8.
Moi.
It's been a hot minute. Welcome back. And because of, you know, this momentous occasion, we were like, who else is besties and also roommates and also has cats?
What, is that me?
It's you.
It's you. No way.
Oh my gosh. Shay, did you hear that? We're besties.
We're roommates?
We're roommates. We have cats.
We're roommates.
And they were roommates.
Oh my god, they were roommates?
For those of you who are like, which one's episode 8? You title your things like Worms and Bob Saget. What is 8? That's the ADHD and D episode. So Sean is our beloved, wonderful, fantabulous DM, and Shay's just here.
Yep, that's true.
Shay is actually a professional menace
Yeah,
to
that's
society.
True. That is accurate.
The city has deemed me a goblin.
And there's a...
Yes.
I have to announce it every time I enter a room.
Yeah, it's required by statute. It is also, I mean, it gives us some great tax breaks for goblin filing.
Mm.
Filing, you can file jointly, file singly, file goblinly.
Yeah, but you do have to go on the goblin registry, which can definitely impact
every time we move. He has to go door to door and find caves.
And tell everyone I'm a goblin.
Rustle up mushrooms.
This has gotten bleak.
Also though, very importantly, not to steal your introduction thunder here, but our dear friend Shay has ADHD.
What?
Oh my god, you never told me?
Do you?
Yeah, I didn't. I was saving this for a special occasion, but yeah, I do in fact have the ADHD.
I outed you. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. This is better time than any.
How many years?
We're setting a terrible example.
This is a really dark innuendo of just a chain of innuendos that has happened here. And I would just like to apologize. And if you're wondering, yes, we are like this anytime we hang out in real life, which is not super often because y'all live in Seattle and we live in Chicago. But if anyone's wondering, like, hey, why these two besties? A, we love them, and B, they were available.
We were...
Those are both true facts.
We were the bottom of the barrel. They asked everyone before us.
No, that's not
It finally
true.
came to this.
That's not true. We asked you and a couple of other folks, and you guys responded second after the first folks who responded couldn't make it work.
We did respond. They were going through the checklist of like, okay, besties live together, share cats, have various brain worms. They had to take off the list like the hot, the young, the sexy, like going through all of the other check marks as they worked their way down.
Oh,
wow.
Hey, you know what? Hey. Rule I am bringing back in force from episode 8. No negative self-talk, motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Don't think I forgot about that.
I mean, I did, because I did not listen to that episode in preparation. As soon as I say things, they're gone. They're out of my head, literally and figuratively.
Luckily, they are recorded for all of time and eternity in Spotify.
That sucks.
Something else from episode 8. Did you guys ever find out what Among Us was?
Oh my god.
Did you ever hear about that?
My legacy.
That dang flabbing Among Us.
Is that the game from the second Knives Out movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was, in fact.
Oh,
The one that all the detectives play in their
okay.
bathtubs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't that just the movie Bullet Train?
The what?
I'm sure that's really
Essentially,
funny if
yeah.
I'd seen Bullet
Yeah.
Train.
Wait, okay.
Yeah, everyone is sus in Bullet Train.
Mhm.
That's
I
what
love
I heard.
that movie. Is that bad?
No, it's a good movie.
It's my red flag for the day. It's my white man red flag is that I loved Bullet
Alexis
Train.
toxic trait. Huge bullet friend. God. Oh,
I feel like
thanks
that's
for having
gotta
us
be-
on.
Yeah, please interrupt us. Please. Talk more. This
Oh, I
is
forgot
good.
what I was gonna say.
No, I'm telling them to talk more
Oh,
Mhm.
because we've been talking a lot.
yeah. We have plenty of opportunity to talk a lot too. So thank you for coming on the show. Is there anything that y'all would like to say in your introductions? Introduce yourself to the people.
Maybe that Shay and I also went to elementary school with Jordan Rawlings.
That's
Yes.
false.
Wait, didn't we? No, you're right. Oh,
No, bud.
You weren't a Wiley?
I was thinking about
No.
your relative, your aunt, who taught my classes.
Yeah,
You did grade our papers.
I did. I laminated some things with your names on them.
Mhm.
But we didn't cross paths until fateful 6th grade.
That's right.
Mm.
Yes.
What a
Mhm.
time to meet someone.
Mhm.
Yeah. Although I feel like if you can make it through that, it sets a really good baseline because it's like you met and put up with middle school me.
You can handle anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From this point on, it's only uphill. Like, there's no.
Yeah.
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 Until you die, and then that's probably going to be a bit of a blip. But
Sure, Lex. Yeah.
I don't know what this energy is.
Yeah. Sure, Lex. Our relationship may go downhill when the shroud of mortality falls over us. Sure.
Yeah, this morning I smoked the stuff I got. The strain's called
Existential crisis.
Memento fucking Mori. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah, so
I just
you're
had-
stuck with me until one of us dies.
Mhm.
I don't know who's gonna be
Ooh.
first.
It's just a standoff, staring at each other in the eye, waiting for the first one to drop. We can't.
Jesus.
As the person who did not meet any of you in 6th grade, I'll referee.
Okay.
Great. So now all three of us are fighting each other in the alley now?
Thank you for helping us with our rent. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks.
I know it's rough in Seattle. Anything I can do to help. Sorry. That was the darkest yet.
Oh, rental prices.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Sean, Shay, and I, Jordan, all met in middle school. And then Shay and I went to community college together.
Uh-huh.
And then Sean and I went to Idaho together. And then...
Like the University of Idaho. You didn't just
It's a beautiful state.
fuck around and be like, let's go to that state.
We wanted to go to Rathdrum.
No, we
we're
didn't.
just.
Jesus.
I mean, have you been to Pocatello?
I mean, to be fair, I would say Silverwood's worth the trip. I've done a little bestie
Mm.
trip to Silverwood before. That's been
Mhm.
fun.
Just gotta
for
dodge
those
a
of
few
you-
white supremacists here and there. And you're fine.
Mm.
Yeah, you know, that's, I wish I could say that wasn't actually a part of my Silverwood experience, but, you know.
It's
we make it
deeply a
out
part of
safe.
anybody's Idaho experience.
Sometimes the
Yeah.
scary wood is
Yeah.
scheduled and
Mhm.
sometimes it's impromptu. And,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So then, Lex, you met Sean in Idaho.
Yeah, and you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then
I
don't-
wasn't, to be clear, I feel like I always need to clarify. I met these people they were in the same program. They were both in theater.
Yes.
And I met them because we went to the same school, not because we were in the same program. I feel like sometimes people are like, oh, so you're a theater person too? And I have to be like, no.
It's important for me to
No.
clarify. Retain that shred of dignity. I do not, in fact. have
And
any.
Yeah.
talking about removing shreds of dignity, you didn't meet us because we were at the same school. You met us because we were at the same skeezy house party,
Yeah.
a house that
Yeah.
later lit on fire.
Wonder Bread.
But-
Later that year, in fact.
Wonder Bread.
Okay, so then Shay and Lex, when is the first time that you two met?
Over Discord.
Yeah, I think it was Dungeons and Dragons.
It was D&D, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do believe it was the campaign we were talking about the last time Sean was on the show, because we were doing the Curse of Strahd
That's
campaign.
right.
Mm, Yes.
Mm.
Had y'all really not met before then? Wow, okay.
No,
That
we
makes-
hadn't. And it was also, I just remember I met Shay and then I met Lex because we have another mutual friend also named Lex.
Spelled
And
differently though.
Spelled
With a Y,
differently.
yeah.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
that's when my life truly begins. Fuck all y'all. I love Lex.
Life begins at Lex, is what I always say.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I prefer people with my name. Thanks. Anyways, I'm sorry.
That's a totally new social exclusion method.
It's kind
I'm
of fun.
impressed.
I mean, you would be pretty ready to benefit from that because you got a gender neutral name. So you've got some, same thing with Lex. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty gender neutral.
yeah.
But, like, I mean,
Does it count for last names too? Like, I'm thinking about Michael Jordan.
Ah.
Can we hang?
Oh,
Any
I
Jordan.
I was
thought
gonna
you
say
meant
Rawlings. Rawlings is very gender neutral.
Yeah. Yeah. I was about to be like, oh, me too, but my last name is just Brown, and I'm friends with half the planet at that point.
Blessing or a curse, depending on how you want to look at it.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyways, so Shay and I met via D&D.
Oh yeah, and I know you introduced me as your DM friend, but it's worth noting Shay is the first person who ran D&D for me back when we were first getting into this game.
What?
Lore.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think on a very weird technicality, Sean did take me to this like little church meetup when we were very little,
Oh?
where it's like one of those
Like a lock-in?
blackouts. Lock-in, that's what it's called. It was a
A
lock-in.
lockout.
Yeah, and Sean
That's
brings
way funnier.
Sean brings in this like little module he got from his older brother. And he's just like, there's this thing my brother likes called Dungeons and Dragons. Are you ready to play? And we played for about like 5 minutes. He's just like, this. So you're introduced to a town. You're a halfling. I'm like, all right, I light the town on fire. He's like, all right, we're putting that away. And that was the first D&D experience any of us had.
How old were you both at this point?
Oh.
Elementary? No, middle school, maybe?
Fourth or fifth
Okay.
grade, I think.
Just
Yeah.
bebes.
Just babes.
Amazing.
Wow. The really, truly universal experience of either being the friend who takes a friend to church or the friend who has a friend who will constantly take you to church. It's
And not
just
the
like,
hose your way.
Yeah, I was about to.
I'll worship like a...
I do want to give him a shout out though on this man's website, like for his music and shit. If you want to go buy like a t-shirt or vinyl or some shit, in the drop down menu, the link to it says "Take me to merch."
No.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Whoa.
It does.
Isn't that wonderful?
Damn.
That's actually really good.
Ah, that's a win. That's a huge win for...
Wow, we are officially in Chicago summertime because I'm sweating.
It's very sweaty in here.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
So yeah, normally we talk about ADHD.
Oh, right. Yes.
Mhm. Yep, let's do that.
And then also normally, don't feel too bad, we get off topic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty normal, pretty par for the course. So we're doing
Keeping
okay
it
so
on
far.
brand. Thank you guys.
Yeah, so I would like to just attempt to aim for something of a normal podcast interview type situation. What is it like being besties with each other, Sean and Shay?
Depending on how I answer this question, do I die in my sleep tonight? Where are we at?
No, just take it out on you in the alley next month.
It's good. It's good.
Wow.
Sean and I's brains like literally operate in like complete opposite directions, which is like a good thing. Like that's a good wash cycle, Like Sean needs absolute silence in order to work, and it's like very focused on all this stuff. I need cats to be destroying my appliances. I need a TV running. I need the washing machine behind me, and somehow just like the chaos versus the calm just kind of makes for this well-oiled machine of a roommate situation.
It's kind of a yin and yang thing.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
move around each other in the apartment, and as Shay creates, I destroy, and we just kind of keep circling. No, it's really good. It's worked out really well. We've been in the same apartment now since... We're going on... This is going to be the end of our second year in this apartment next month. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're putting in that lease for the third year, and so far no
Wow.
complaints, I think, from either of us, unless there's a quiet shadow complaint roam.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. Yeah, no.
Hey, do you want to complain about your roommate on air right now? Do you want to just like air all that
Oh, God,
dirty
this is
laundry?
Yeah, we can make this like Jerry Springer.
I was gonna
I
say,
mean,
yeah,
he
it's
died recently.
It's
Let's
going in a
honor him.
Springer-esque direction.
Someone's got to take on
If
that
only
mantle.
we had dirt to sling at each other, but I really think we don't. Like,
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
terms of like accommodating each other's weird peculiarities, the sweetest thing that happened just like a week or so ago is Shay's partner was over and we were like cleaning up the kitchen, and Shay turned and started explaining to her that Sean likes the cups stacked a certain way in the cupboard, something that I had never vocalized or said out loud, that he had just caught on to, and I was like, oh god, I feel dangerously seen by the fact that I want the pint glasses next to the wine glasses next to the
You never brought up that you heard that. That's so funny.
Oh,
It was very sweet.
You were saving it for this
Oh.
episode.
I had to hold the content in for later.
Yeah, this is disgusting. Didn't expect it to be that cute.
Yeah,
There was a cuter time. Like for my birthday, one, he called me Shamo, which is my family name that they call me. And like something along the lines of, Shamo, I'm making your favorite cookies for my birthday. And it was snickerdoodles, which I had only brought up like as a passing point. Like I walked by a plate of fresh snickerdoodles and I was like, that's my favorite cookie. 2 months later, Sean's making my favorite cookie. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
disgusting.
we're
it is
so
disgusting.
gross.
Absolutely.
Just wallowing in a pit of friendship. Yeah.
That's really adorable.
What kind of domestic ass shit is this?
Come on. Give it a few more years and y'all be, I don't know.
Sweating in a closet together?
Yeah.
Making a competing podcast.
Mm.
All four of us will be fighting in the alley, I swear to God.
Was
No, there was tension recently. He bought the wrong
oh my
creamer.
god.
He bought the blue one and not the
Yeah,
purple
what flavor is purple again, Shay?
Oh.
What flavor?
cream.
What flavor is the purple cream or cream flavor?
It's the cream
Okay.
one. It's cream flavor.
What flavor's the blue one?
It was vanilla. I got a vanilla because I
Vanilla,
thought that was the
yeah.
most like
hmm
easy, generic. Everyone will take a vanilla creamer. No.
Mm-hmm.
I should have remembered.
No.
I should have remembered because it is a point towards buying into the stereotypes. Shay's favorite is this purple bottle that is an Irish creamer.
Mm.
Mhm.
Ah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
that's on brand.
And then when I offered,
Molly.
oh, Shay, makes a bit of it. It's like, oh my gosh, we got the wrong creamer. I'm like, we could just go get the other one. And Shay proceeds to use the vanilla creamer every day while looking me in the eye until it's all gone.
Oh my god. I can't judge because I know that I would do the same fucking thing. Like the amount of time I am the squeaky wheel.
You have very strong opinions about what toilet paper we get.
And also I have strong opinions about when you should change the toilet paper over.
Change it over?
And like,
Mm.
well, okay, I
Because
say
it's when it
that
runs out, right?
respectfully.
Yeah,
This is-
when it's out.
This is okay. Here's something that was contentious at first, but I think has become
Uh-huh.
cute. But I think has become cute because sometimes it still bothers me because I'm me and I'm endlessly angry. And Jordan, bless them, will sometimes be the person who uses the last of a toilet paper roll and has the type of ADHD where they just don't change the rollover to a new one. And then a few minutes to an hour later, whatever, I go to use the bathroom and then there's no fucking toilet paper.
And so I've started stacking the toilet paper in the bathroom where it is
Ah.
accessible to make up for
Okay.
that.
Yes.
So I'm
And
doing
also-
my best.
And also, I have gotten to a point where I always just look at the toilet paper roll and I will change it over so that Jordan does not have to. Or like if it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I see that there's enough toilet paper left for like one more use. If Jordan is the person who's going to be in here, I should prepare. So I'll get the new roll and put it on and then stack the almost used roll on top of it
Gosh.
so that they don't have to do
The
any
strategy, the logistics, the future thing, you're looking down the webs of possible potential futures of toilet paper availability and you're predicting the route.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering, I'm fine. I promise.
Totally
Okay.
fine.
I believe you. Look me in the eyes.
No,
I do believe you.
It's fine. It's fine. I just have my therapist and I are working on my feelings and thoughts about control. And it's been great. And by great, I mean incredibly painful and irritating, but it's fine.
I mean, I feel like we balance each other out though, because you keep on the toilet paper roll. I'm the person who stacks the recycling so that you can take it out.
Yes, yeah, we have a good, like we've reached a lot of symbiotic sort of thing, so it works out. But that would be my like. I plan actively for Jordan being an absolute shithead about switching the toilet paper, which is okay.
Like absolute shithead's a little bit strong.
I think it's a character flaw.
Fight.
Throw the knife.
One knife in the middle between the two of them. One podcaster remains.
I would lose, and I acknowledge that.
I'm sorry.
I
would feel really bad about winning. Because if I won, I would have killed my bestie.
I was going to come in and be like, Jordan's scrappy, they can get in there. But you're just like, nah, I'd feel bad about it, but I would. The blood would be on my hands.
I would. I carry, for legal reasons, I'm kidding. But I do just carry a switchblade around in my pocket most of the time.
Yeah, we all
Which
do.
is legal, totally fine in the city of Chicago. It's not legal.
We definitely, neither of us have illegal knives.
Yeah.
Nothing that is said here on this podcast is admissible. This is all parody.
Oh,
thank you. We have our legal.
My worst nightmare that I do sometimes think about, and I have no idea why anyone would use our podcast for real advice or concrete medical insight, because we are not doctors.
Don't do that.
Don't
fucking do that.
We're just some idiots, okay? We're just some fucking dumbasses.
That's on you.
That's on you. If you do that, that's on you. And so, that said, I do sometimes worry, what if something happened and someone blamed our podcast on it? What if we had to go to court? What if someone had to legally out loud read our transcripts? What?
And sorry, can you repeat for the jury what the name of that episode was? Did you say, give me that ADHD? Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And then I just silently crying as I have to answer these questions. Like,
the prosecution cedes their
my life's
time.
work.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Or like, what? There's some bloopers where I just sang a song that I made up.
Was this the Christmas song? Christmas poem? No, it's a different blooper.
No, Jordan wrote that and it was beautiful. No, I'm thinking of the time where I think it was in a bloopers episode because it didn't make it into a real episode because we were worried about the potential legal ramifications of me singing, I wanna punch every government official in the face.
I thought you were talking about the blooper where you talked about how funny it would be to drug me.
Oh,
that too. Yeah, there's like,
and then you did,
and then I did.
Wait. Oh no.
It was an accident.
Oh no.
Accidental edible?
I think I told them.
Yeah.
I think I told them. Yeah, I okay, one of my coworkers is like an award-winning chef. And then he decided that he didn't want to work in the culinary industry anymore because it was really taking its toll on his body. Fair. And he decided to switch to sales. And so he works at a travel agency and he's great. It's fine, whatever. But he does still have like a side hustle where he'll bake edibles and sell them. And they are, to be fair, fucking delicious.
Episodes. It was a very good eggnog snickerdoodle.
Yeah, he sent me home with some eggnog
keep you
snicks.
posted when we get some more of those, Shay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
But I did not know that it was a fun snickerdoodle, and so I was like, "Oh, eggnog snickerdoodle! Jordan's gonna fucking love this."
And it was the day we were like decorating the house for Christmas because we were gonna have people over. We're listening to the Oh Hello's Family Christmas album vinyl.
Yeah, it was all very jolly. We had the Christmas tree going up. We were putting ornaments up, and music is fucking bopping. And then I look over, and Jordan is sitting on the edge of the couch, staring into space,
somewhere on the astral plane,
looking like. Truly, I was like, are they having a stroke?
That's what I thought was happening to me.
It was bad. And then, in the smartest of moves, to be sure, because I wasn't sure.
To make sure I wasn't having a stroke, which was very honorable of you.
I also ate a cookie. Because I was like, well, let's see if it's actually an edible.
And then my coworkers came over.
And now you're both disastrously high in your living room surrounded by Christmas decorations.
Yeah. But I mean, y'all know me. Okay. I was fine.
Yeah, Lex was fine. I was holding as still as I could because I thought my body was a sand castle and if I moved, it would crumble to dust.
And then it gets better because coworker / friends,
Yes.
like not all your coworkers, just the coworkers that you're friends with.
Yes.
They all came over and we were having a fun little 80s movie night, and so we watched The Last Unicorn, which is objectively one of the worst movies to watch when you're unintentionally fucked up for the first time of your life.
Oh my god.
Jordan thought the butterfly in the beginning was our downstairs neighbor.
I didn't think it was our neighbor. I just thought it looked a lot like our neighbor.
And you
but I
were
was
very scared.
afraid.
You were
that you
scared.
would hear me say that.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I accidentally drugged Jordan. It's my bad. I apologize. We're fine.
You know, just bestie things, right?
Just bestie things, because you know what? You know what nearly happened in our house?
Oh,
Please.
good. Yes, please.
Ours was a lot more goblin than that. I had come home after, I don't know, I think I got high with some other friends, and I come home and I left a whole bag of edibles inside of a bag of grapes that I was eating while high, and totally forgot about it, threw it in the refrigerator, and then I'm just like, all right, well, I need to get to bed. It's time to find those edibles. Where'd they go? I'm searching the whole house. I'm like, I swear, I don't know where I put those. I walk into the kitchen and I see Sean halfway through the second edible. I'm just like, Sean, what are you doing? He's just like, these gummies are really good that you got. I'm just like, those are edibles. He's like, what?
I was in the process of about to eat a third of these little gummy candies.
Oh no!
That he found in a bag of grapes.
And thought that was super
Well,
normal.
I do live with Shea
exactly.
McAuley, so.
Does that happen often in your household, that you just kind of mix some candy in there to have a more exciting grape experience?
Oh, man,
or what?
It's just not the worst.
It's just
thing.
trying to, we add enrichment to our enclosure. So you put little treats in the
yeah.
cubbies.
I see.
Yeah, the other day he just found a bowl of chili. I was hiding him around the house like Easter eggs.
I
for
wish
an
he was
event.
joking. I found a bowl of chili on top of the
Yeah.
fridge.
Because people were gonna find their bowls of chili just like Easter eggs. So I hid them around the kitchen. Yeah, and we forgot about one that was on top of the refrigerator. So he just pulls down a bowl of chili. He's just like, God damn it.
How long ago was that party?
It was only a couple hours old.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I was like,
yeah, this wasn't like a 3-day later chili discovery. No. No.
oh my god. Oh, speaking of fun ADHD roommate things, Jordan went out of town for a work thing and was like, hey, super cool of them. They organized the fridge so that all of the shit that I really just needed to clean and throw out was in one spot, one shelf. Those had been there for a longer time than a couple hours. So.
But you did it. Thank you for going through all that stuff.
It was my stuff, so pleasure. I'm happy I didn't put you through that, I guess. But it was just really gross. So I'm glad your chili was only a few hours old.
Why does that sound like a euphemism for something? Like, I'm glad you're.
It sounds like something a very polite person in the South would say to really tear down their neighbor. I'm glad your chili is only a few hours old.
Oh, for real.
Just like.
Oh my god.
Bless your heart.
I don't know
It's
what
like-
it. Yeah. The bless your heart.
But so what does it mean though? What is this? Because I like this phrase, but what does it mean?
It's in the same ballpark as you're a few Lincoln logs short of a log house or whatever that one is.
Okay.
You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like it's got to be dunking on young enthusiasm.
Yeah, wet behind the
'cause
ears.
chili is something that should
Simmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean. But
but it should simmer in a crock pot. It shouldn't just sit cold on top of the fridge. Be
yeah,
clear.
and it should simmer for your chili is only a few hours old. I love that you think that that's still decent chili to eat. But it's not.
Oh
It's
yeah.
some fun little city piece of shit energy. I love that for you. Yeah, so
Yeah.
being besties, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
21 years to be.
Ow. So wait, how old were you two when you actually met? Was that elementary school?
2nd grade.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
2nd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucked up thing, not
Okay.
only have we known each other since 2nd grade, I did the math on this last night, Shay. We have spent most of our free time together for 14 of those 21 years.
Yeah, absolutely true.
That's so cute.
It was an open door policy to my little basement where all the friends we had would just walk in at any time. No matter what I'm doing, I'm sitting there eating a bowl of chili.
It's
Finding
more than a few
chili
hours
on top
old.
of my
Don't worry,
refrigerator.
this was well aged.
It's more than a few hours old. And friends would just walk in and start playing Fallout 3 on my TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard tell of the extravagant Nick Cage parties.
Oh,
Nick
yeah.
Cage parties?
I think you were there for the Hobbit party, though, right? We put eggs and spoons and started running around the yard while Lord of the Rings played.
We had little
What?
pies.
I
yeah.
have no memory
You
of that,
fucking
but that
nerds.
doesn't mean it didn't happen.
You absolute
You got
fucking
us.
nerds.
Oh yeah.
Oh, deep.
Yeah?
You got
That
us.
same backyard was used for like
Jesus.
testing out LARP weapons. We made buffer swords.
Okay,
Like,
I'm
we all did-
realizing now that I can't judge you because I tried LARPing in grad school.
in grad school in Idaho?
So no, it was like when I was home in Kalamazoo for like the summer. And do you remember? I know you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I matched on Tinder with someone named Drew.
Oh, the Goblin King.
And-
Droog.
yes, the
yes.
Goblin King, and he showed me the ropes.
Oh, showed you the ropes, you say?
No! Oh my god! Listen, grad school, I knew the ropes.
You knew. Ooh. All right.
Okay.
I wove the ropes.
Oh.
Do not speak to me,
The ancient texts. I was there.
for I was there when they were written. There we go.
Your Tinder matches bring such wonderful things into your life.
Specifically into my life, I think.
Mhm.
Seems like a weird little awful superpower for me. Just collect them like Pokemon.
That's
Just weird little dudes that I'm like, well, now you're my friend, I
Oh,
guess.
Hunter Price.
so us.
Oh, Hunter.
Oh jeez. Shay, have you ever met Hunter?
Yeah, we played
Oh,
D&D
yeah.
together.
Oh
They
my
were all
god,
in that
yeah.
Strahd.
Hunter was in the Strahd
Hunter was
campaign.
a very studious bard. Shay was a wizard. Shay was
Shay was a professor.
Artificer.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
And you were a professor.
A little
Don't let
professor.
Professor Applesauce.
Professor Applesauce and his marvelous creation.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that dear little puppet boy.
Oh yeah, I got around to that. That thing, I didn't like it actually. I didn't want to tell you during the campaign, but it actually really freaked me out. I had like night terrors
About the puppet?
Oh.
Oh.
about the puppet. Yeah, I mean, it extended its limbs and crackled all of its bone-like appendages
Mm-hmm.
as it went into
It was
battle.
pretty horrid. No, wait, but you were the one who made it have multiple appendages,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're completely at fault. I know I did most of the creation process, but I mean, Frankenstein and his monster, do you think he was happy about that? Did he sound happy about that?
Okay. All right. So, you brought life into the universe, and you looked at it and went, "Oh God, oh no." You just
Yeah, what was...
Every day I wanted to put it out of the universe, but I didn't think I had the strength to do it. I thought it would overpower me.
you.
What was its name?
Oh, the puppet from Curse of Strahd.
Because I, unfortunately or fortunately, have played D&D a few times now with one of our other mutual friends, Renee, who has a striking habit of creating the most monstrous little side characters. So I think Randy Dandy
Oh,
sort of put this puppet out of my head, but I do have some memory of it.
That's a horrifying, deeply, deeply evocative name. for a
Randy
puppet.
Dandy,
Yeah, you don't want to hear
sort
more
of a
about
sausage
Randy Dandy,
stock.
I don't think.
The clown that
Yeah.
the Strahd group had was named Piddlewick.
Piddlewick, that bitch.
Piddlewick.
Yeah, didn't like that guy either. 2BH, TBH,
Tibbach.
Tubich,
Yeah.
Tubich.
Tibbach.
2B, 2H.
Yeah.
It's part of the Fast Furious franchise.
Oh yeah,
Two tib, two.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
to be too honest.
Yeah. I love that a little extra, like,
There's an umla at the end of
just for
honest,
some
yeah.
spice.
I gotta do something for my Slavic ancestors, you know. Just
Yeah.
add a little
Mm-hmm.
to things.
Yeah. Hopping back to the podcast bit. So I know y'all have shared a little bit about, Shay, you have ADHD. I know, Sean, you talked a little bit about your process and figuring out your mental health on the last episode. What has it been to, like, live with each other and be friends while going through those respective journeys?
We're pretty independent when it comes to going through those journeys. Sometimes we'll do like the porch talk, you know,
Mm-hmm.
go out, sit, smoke, and just talk about life and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they have an excellent balcony for the
Oh,
audience.
yeah.
They have an excellent balcony looking over an empty lot full of rats.
yeah,
is
it's called the
incredible.
Rat House, and you will pay
Yeah.
respect to it.
Yes. Oh no, it is.
We've done the weed. We've done weed next to the Rat House before.
Mhm.
Yes, I have done the weed next to the rat house.
Under the auspices of the
Yes,
Rat King.
it is a beautiful place. I'm telling them, it is a beautiful.
We offer obeisance. We
Mhm, mhm.
we bow before.
The city's taken it from us. You know that beautiful apple tree that fed and provided for all the rats?
Yeah.
It's gone.
What the fuck?
They removed the apple
So are
tree,
the rats.
and so now our offerings must increase to compensate.
Hmm.
Oh God.
All the old ways are being affected by climate change.
The old ways we still remember.
But yeah, no, I mean we're definitely at that like stage of life where we're just kind of railroading through our respective mental health issues. I think I maybe talk about ADHD a lot more than Sean talks about his mental stuff, but he's more he's really receptive to that, loves talking about it, is kind of interested in the weird little mannerisms I have to do to like kind of work my way through it. Like I was saying earlier, with the I need like a million things surrounding me so that like sludge content, but in real life. Do you know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's like when they have like Fruit Ninja playing next to a video of somebody just like talking,
like Nietzsche,
like a TED Talk.
And then someone holds up a video of Family Guy at the bottom to make sure you're keeping your attention.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
So,
Oh, it's great. Oh yeah, look up sludge content. It's like the perfect thing for like ADHD. Your divided attention can pay attention to both of those things at the same time with a better with like more enhanced. You know what I mean?
yeah, it'd be like a TED Talk, someone playing an Infinite Runner game, and also clips from South Park. Like it's truly
with the Vine
nightmarish.
boom sound happening every like like 3-second interval.
Wait, for clarification, Shay, what type of ADHD do you have?
Oh God, remind me of the types again. Mine's the one that like is TV recognizable.
Hyperactive.
You know, like Gandhi from that one clone show.
Huh?
Hyperactive
What?
versus inattentive versus combined, which is the fun and sexy one where you have both.
Oh, hyperactive.
But I am imagining that I would probably do much better with the sludge content in the background than Jordan might. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like having that many screens and sounds going all at once.
Well, I think the fact that I don't know how to answer that question because I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy trying to think about what the fuck Shay was talking about Gandhi might kind of answer that question.
Yeah. No, I mean, fair. Honest communication is what keeps this bestie ship going.
Truly. So, to go back a couple steps, Shay, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'm looking him up. Clone High. Have you heard of this show?
No.
Oh, this is just.
But I mean, when you say the media recognized ADHD, I would say that's hyperactive.
Yeah, exactly. So he's
that totally makes sense.
Exactly.
You're telling me there's a TV show where there's a clone of Gandhi who has ADHD,
and he's the best representation of ADHD you will see on cartoons.
Oh,
well, also
okay.
being a pretty bad stereotype for ADHD, but I don't know. It's give and take.
They do sometimes hit like that, where you're like, yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
I appreciate being seen. I don't need anyone else to see me like that. Show your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, but Jordan, what I said was, correct me if I'm wrong, but because you have inattentive type ADHD, I feel like the overwhelming, like, tons of different things and sounds playing all at once may not actually be the most beneficial for you.
Yeah, I would say it depends on...
It's like a very fine line of what's overwhelming and what's not, I feel.
It depends on the sounds, and it kind of depends on, like, what else is going on in my brain, because I think the level kind of changes depending on, like, what internal stuff I'm chewing on. I did hear a really great tip the other day, though, that was helpful for me and might be helpful for y'all if you like having a bit of background, but too much can be overwhelming. Somebody said listen to... like whatever music works best for you, but with like white noise or background noise track underneath. Because then it kind of like fills in the gaps of the music and makes it the dynamics less of a change when they change, and so it throws you off less, and then like pauses in between songs are less abrupt too.
I kind of naturally fell into that because I'd be listening to static and then forget that I'm listening to static and like then watch like a tutorial video on whatever I'm trying to learn and then play music.
You're fucking
because of the hyperactivity. Those would all just like happen together naturally. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm so focused. I'm in the zone. What is happening?
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that you just found that organically. I read that on like a post about trying to write while you have ADHD, and I was like, this is a fucking game changer.
Yeah. I mean, I am definitely the type of person who has to have like really loud music. So I feel like for me, it's less about like the white or brown noise or anything. It's more just like, I just need something really loud to just drown everything else out.
You're on one side of the spectrum, and Sean, you're just on the
other.
other.
Completely. Yeah. Instead of drowning everything else out, it would drown me. I love when I'm in a situation where I can listen to music and do something, because I love music and I love doing things, as you might imagine, as a human being.
Yeah.
But if the music is in any way interesting, even in the slightest bit, like fun to listen to, I cannot also do another thing, especially if it's another thing that requires words, like writing or typing or editing.
Oh,
My brain just can't do that and audio processing at the same time very well.
that's so fair. I'm sorry for going, oh, very quietly and ominously in the background of that. I just had a self-revelation. I'm sorry.
Oh?
Would you like to share with the class?
Yeah.
Because I think I would do well with like what Shay's talking about, of just like sludge content, like just kind of overwhelmingly all there all at once, because that is really good for my brain to just drown out, right? Whatever. But I'm realizing, I think the reason that I really like listening to loud music specifically is because I like to move, like while I'm writing or while I'm working. And so I'll just be at my desk. Like, I mean, you can't see because this is an audio medium, but I'll just be like,
For everybody
grooving.
tuning in, Lex is fucking grooving.
Yeah,
Grooving.
that camera is bouncing left and right. We are moving. We are shaking.
Yeah. This laptop is leaned up right against my titties, so it's extra bouncy. I'm sorry.
It's got the recoil.
I'm still alive. Oh, I had to explain to my mom and dad why. I was telling my mom how Tinder is not going great for me, and she was confused. And I had to explain, Mother, it's because you passed on your stupid good boob genetics, and now people think they can say gross shit to me on the internet.
Oh dear.
And she just got really sad. I felt pretty bad about it, actually. I was like, oh, that was not maybe my best delivery. Sorry, Lori.
Thank you for the boobs, Lori. I'm so sorry.
There's no easy way to say that to your mom.
I had one more thing to say about the music, because there's a secret third option that my partner's introduced me to recently.
Oh no.
Where got I'm more like Sean, where it's like I do need no words or else it's too fun. No, my partner needs to listen to Dolly Parton's 9 to 5 on repeat all day to get any work done.
That's so fucking funny, because I have to listen to Pete Seeger 24/7 to get work done.
Here's the thing. I have a clarifying question on that, though. Is that like a sensory input thing, or is that just the subject matter of 9 to 5 being enraging and motivating?
It's not strictly like 9 to 5. It's just like she'll like wake up with a song and be like, actually, this is the one I need to listen to on repeat 15 times to get my day started. It's the familiarity is what she says. It's like, as long as she's really familiar.
I actually get that.
Yeah.
I get that so hard. I have not met your partner, but I agree.
Doesn't she also do the like listening to mashups of songs to kind of like break?
I don't even know how to. No, she'll do like weird things like, okay, I'm gonna listen to Daft Punk, but the third note of every what do you call those breaks? The four
every bar,
note,
every measure.
Yeah, every measure, the third note is taken out.
What?
It speeds up the song. No, it's so weird. I don't know. Or the third word is missing, or only the vowels are pronounced. Like, she'll just find these weird mashups. She's like, this is what I need to listen to focus. I'm like, all right, okay.
Hey, respectfully, how did you find someone weirder than you to date?
I don't know. That's the weird part. Yeah, I told you she's a little goblin.
Well, yeah, you did
found
tell
a
me. You're
second
like, I
goblin.
started dating a little demon creature, and I was like, great
Yeah.
for you. Fuck yeah, that's what you need.
I feel that, though. There's like a very fine line of music with words that I can listen to. Because, like, stuff that I don't know at all is mostly good, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm listening for new music and songs. I'm like, what does that say? And then sometimes if I know the song too well, I can't not sing along because I do unfortunately have a BFA. So there's like a kind of a middle ground of like music that sounds familiar, but I don't know, or like music that I can't sing along to.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Ooh, there's a fun hack for that exact situation. If you want to listen to tracks you love, but the lyrics are in such a way that they'll make your brain focus on the lyrics, find really great covers in other languages. I'm a very big fan of Seu Jorge's covers of all of David Bowie classics.
Ooh,
That's
so you've got like
actually.
Brazilian Rebel
Good.
in
Fuck yeah.
Jumping off of that, if you are looking for that kind of genre, well, not that kind of genre, I guess. I'm going to start this sentence again because I did a real bad job of it.
I thought you were doing fine. Don't silly. Hey, no negative self-talk,
baby,
bitch.
the rule is back. You started that sentence, and it was strong.
I could do better. I have high standards for myself. How about that? Is that acceptable?
Sure.
Okay. I'm here to fucking succeed.
In
Anyways.
No, stop.
We aren't really trying. I guess that's a fair call. But
happy to keep his audio warm. I hate this. Please take it away, Jordan. I'm so sorry. Your sentence was.
There's this app called Radio. It's Radio, but with like 5 O's.
Mm-hmm.
It's a map. You can click a country and you can select like a decade, and it'll just give you a radio station of music from that country, from that decade.
That's fucking dope.
That kicks so much ass.
Yeah.
It kicks an incredible amount of ass. I've been very into like 1960s Iran.
Oh.
Fuck yes.
Hell yeah.
Interestingly, a very cool social time to look at there. Well, cool is a
interesting social time?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. The history major. That's my fault. That's my red flag. You have a BFA, I have a master's in cultural anthropology. I have a master's in how to study people. That's so fucked up.
We're a terrible combo.
Yeah. Anyways, history makes me horny, basically, is the
episode title right there.
Nailed it. But yeah, 10 out of 10 would recommend Radio if listening to music in other languages is your jam.
That is a huge get. Thank you.
Yeah. That sounds so fun. That sound like I feel like I just sounded incredibly unenthusiastic. That sounds so fun.
So fun. Wow. Oh my god.
Your skirt is so fetch.
You're so cool.
That is like of the moment. So good.
Oh god.
Of the moment.
Oh no.
That wounded me. Of the moment. Jesus Christ.
Oh god. Okay. So love that we're sort of just turned this episode from besties into what's the best way to listen to music for your brain. And I think that's pretty par for the course and actually kind of helpful, which is like, hey thanks guys, we actually did something maybe useful.
Oh yo.
Thank
on
you,
this
bestie,
podcast
bestie.
What?
It's great.
Unanticipated. I did not think we'd contribute.
Yeah, no, I mean contributing just by being here.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
You're like our besties, you know?
Besties.
I'd say that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like when the four of us hang out, it's upsetting for the world, and I think that's all you can ask.
It resonates through the globe.
The 4 writers of the fucking...
Yeah.
A podcast
I know for a
lips.
fact the last time the 4 of us hung out was when we watched Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah, no, I was literally about to say the last time we hung out, we watched that Nick Cage movie where he just killed animatronics and didn't.
Kind of a banger, actually. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Incredible
Oh, yeah. That was
film.
great. 8 Pie Bar.
I have been told that we should watch Pig, or the one movie about the pig.
Yeah.
I've been told that the trailer makes it seem a lot sadder and darker than it actually is, and that's genuinely one of the better movies that came out that year.
Oh.
I thought we nixed that one because of the death of a pig, probably.
It looked really sad.
Well, because it looked really sad, and I
Yeah.
was telling my coworker, because my coworker was like, "Oh, you watched Willy's Wonderland? Did you watch Pig or The Pig or whatever?" And I was like, "No, we actually watched Willy's Wonderland because I was scared to watch a pig die.
Killing a bunch of teenagers is fine,
Yeah.
but
I draw the line at killing a pig." And my coworker was like, "The pig doesn't die. It's not. What?"
it's not like that.
And I was like, "Well, the trailer." And he's like, "Oh, the trailer is nothing like the movie." So
We should have checked doesthepigdie.com.
we should have. We
Go, you're
really
so
should
right.
have.
What were we thinking?
I mean, Willy's Wonderland was still a hell of a way to ring in the new year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that was on January 1st, 2021? 2022?
2022.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Old
So
Lang
bananas.
Syne. Good old. I was gonna say mannequins. They're not mannequins. They're animatronics getting smashed up.
Mm-hmm. And the soda he drank gave him fuel like Popeye.
yeah.
Was it? What was it? Was it Tab?
It was like some...
No, it was like a made-up energy drink.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, speaking of energy drinks, exciting news.
Oh.
I found this place, and I think they're from Michigan, actually. Like a soda syrup company.
That actually tracks, because I think Pepsi is based in Michigan.
Is it?
I'm going to look
have
that
no
up before I
idea.
say it on a podcast.
Fair enough. But this company, I think they're called Northwoods. We got some soda flavors from them. We got We got rhubarb lavender.
Ooh.
We got lime mint.
Oh.
And crucially, a 32-ounce bottle of knockoff Red Bull concentrate
What?
that is, in fact, caffeinated.
What?
So it's just Red Bull syrup.
32 ounces of straight Red Bull, straight from the bowl.
Are you
No.
Are you just sipping straight on the syrup? Please tell me that you are.
This is all the syrup. No, I'm adding it to soda water, like sophisticated.
A wedge of lime,
mature.
perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I've been doing a little bit of grenadine because I don't have any other fancy flavored
Right.
syrups, and like a splash of orange juice. I just said the word juice. The worst I've ever said it.
Juice?
That tapioca just going down.
Gross. Oh yeah, Jordan doesn't like tapioca pearls.
I don't love them.
Oh, really?
I'm more of a jelly
great.
person.
Just think of them as giant fish eggs. That's how I do
Shay,
it.
you've ruined tapioca for me.
I think that
You-
makes it worse.
Makes it better.
Yeah, no matter how many times I'm like, this is delicious, do you want to try? Jordan's like, no. And that's okay.
I prefer the jellies.
Oh, yeah, like the grass
Mm,
jelly.
Yeah, that's valid.
The grass jelly, like the coconut, or if they have like aloe jelly, I fuck with aloe jelly.
Mm.
Mm.
That's my fucking jam.
It's pretty good. Hey, speaking of like, what's our jams?
Mm.
How about we
Grape.
move on over to the dopamine trampoline?
Oh, sorry. Did not go to the direction
No, I
thought it
love
was
the
going, yeah.
enthusiasm. Wait,
Oh.
what were you gonna say?
Grape.
Grape? Oh, grape. I said grape, but actually it is marmalade. I love that stuff.
And it's huckleberry for me, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been
See,
having
my mom makes grape jelly from our family farm
Oh.
that fucking slaps. So that's
Yeah.
my favorite.
kind of win that one. Although I will
Mhm.
say, I'm a big proponent of the cherry jam.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, all jams are good jams, really. Let's be honest. Mashed up fruit, spread on some bread.
How we feel about a jalapeno jam, though? Because they do put that out.
Yes!
Yes?
Yeah, absolutely yes.
I wouldn't use it in the place of like a fruit
Mhm.
jam, but like in a grilled cheese.
Oh.
Love that.
I would fuck with a spicy fruit jam too,
Yeah,
because that's a thing.
Yeah.
I definitely grew up with a jar of that in our childhood fridge, and I definitely thought it was supposed to go with the peanut butter, and it definitely ruined any potential.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Oh,
Peanut butter and
no,
jalapeno jelly.
Sean.
Whoa.
I never turned back. I never considered that perhaps it would be a good thing. I'm just learning now that it might be a good thing.
I will give you a little gift with that. I think you just had the wrong carb.
Oh.
It was the bread that was the problem.
Yep.
Because if you add big old spoonful of peanut butter and a little bit of, we have like a sweet chili sauce, but you could definitely use jalapeno jam on ramen noodles. It's like a little bit of a quick, cheap peanut sauce moment.
That's absolutely not where I thought that was going.
Like a Thai noodle kind of deal.
Yes.
Oh.
We've been very into sauces lately, I would
We
say.
have.
Like
Our
in
house has
flavorings.
definitely been having a
Been
sauce
getting
moment.
saucy?
And-
Yeah.
Ooh, we
Like, I just
have.
picked up a Mongolian garlic sauce. It's literally just like soy sauce, ginger, and garlic.
Mhm.
And Jordan and I both are just like,
I think it ended up being like a pepper peach jelly. I
Mm.
do have a couple of extra jars of it in the fridge. I will bring some back to Washington next time.
Ooh. Hell
Which
yeah.
is what, this summer?
I think so. Also, just like with a little goat cheese on a cracker.
Mm-hmm.
Mwah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's do our dopamine
Yes.
trampolines, though. All that to say.
Take us away. Or are we taking you away? How does this work?
I'll introduce what the dopamine trampoline is for folks who are new, but then y'all are our guests, so we would love to hear from you about your dopamine trampoline.
Or sometimes we found a nice little sando works because if you want to see how it goes and you don't want to go first, one of us can take the first slot, then you can go, and then one of us will follow up.
How about this? Nose goes. Sean, I think that was you.
Oh,
I
hell,
think you
okay.
have to go first.
That's fair.
I was just debating, does it count? Because they couldn't see that my nose was being touched.
I could see it though.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Jordan is the arbiter
you
in
could
these
just
things.
be lying on my behalf. Like,
You can go second to make up for it. How about
Okay.
that?
sure.
Okay. So for those of you who have not turned into or learned parkour before,
Turned into or learn parkour. Would you like to become a podcast?
Sign up today. 5 easy payments of $19.95 as you make offerings in obeisance to the
would
podcast.
you like to sell your soul to bust?
You too can become and live on the waves of the audio. Take to the radio and fly with us today on podcast. Live for eternity and never die
God.
today
Oh,
on
God.
podcast.
He's still going. He's still going.
Echoing through the darkness of space with podcasts.
Sometimes, if we don't rein Sean in, he'll just keep extrapolating and become more and more apocalyptic in his imagery. And it's sometimes like, wow, you know, this guy's painting a great word picture. Let's just let him keep going. But this one was bleak.
Never know the rest and sleep of the eternal coil through podcasts.
That's how it goes.
Cryogenically freezing your head is out. Becoming a podcast is in.
You can have metrics and you can't die. With podcasts. Oh.
Oh no.
Now is the point in the show where we talk about the sensations of the mortal coil that we miss the most.
Oh, for me, it's definitely breathing. I miss that a lot, actually. Yeah.
Like, is it like the lung action, or is it like the smell that comes with it? Talk to me about that.
It's
the cycle of it.
Yeah. You know, miss being a part of the cycle now that we're outside the natural order.
Do you remember that moment when you would just like someone would remind you about breathing and you'd be like, oh my God, I've been breathing this whole time. But now that there's,
Never again.
less processor space taken up by that program, we can do other things.
I'm really missing digging a big hole. You guys remember when we all just dug big holes like all the time?
Yeah.
And we'd like
Big
light them on
holes.
fire.
Or
Like,
shit.
you put stuff in it, you light it on fire.
Big nostalgia.
I miss the
You
big
shit in it and
holes,
light the
yeah.
shit on fire.
Yeah.
Big holes with
Uh-huh.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big hole.
He
That
too,
was the most relatable movie.
out in a podcast himself. Poor boy.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't miss much about mortality. I'm pretty cool being infinite. It's like that one book that was turned into a movie. I feel infinite. What is it? The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That one. Oh my God! Wait, do y'all watch Succession?
No, sorry.
Mm-mm.
Fuck. Okay, it's fine. Ponytail Derek from Perks of Being a Wallflower is one of the main characters in Succession, like the actor he plays.
It's not in
Someone
the
else.
extended
It's not
Wallflower
an ex-
universe.
He plays some dude named Greg who vomits out of the eye holes of a mascot thing in like the first episode. It's really funny. It's really dark. It's an HBO show, so I feel like that's just sort of their thing.
It's mascot vomit.
Okay, so dopamine trampoline. We come to this place. We talk about what gives us dopamine or what has given us dopamine. Even just like passing interests, whatever gets your brain juices going. And when we have guests, we ask them to bring something to the DT, as we affectionately refer to it as. So, Sean or Shay, which one of you is going first?
Oh, I lost the
Sean.
nose goes.
Okay,
What's
yes,
your
you lost the
DT?
nose goes. As such, Sean, what is your dopamine trampoline?
I'm going to share a little link here
Oh.
because I want you all to see some of the images of an incredible production. Shay and I and our partners recently went to go see Spirited Away live on stage, which was a recording of a beautiful stage production of Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, run in 2022 at the Imperial Theater, and was showing in theaters all over the place for just like 4 nights. So unfortunately, we're past the window to see this in the theaters. And I'm sure there's no possible way you could find a recording of this online somewhere and watch it in some sort of illicit fashion. I'm sure that could not be
Please
done.
do it.
Of course not.
Please go and see this
For
if
legal
you can.
reasons, Shay is kidding.
Please. It is like my favorite production of all time.
Wow.
It was so
It looks
good.
incredible.
It was so good.
I'm looking at the pictures.
There
I'm
were...
obsessed with was this puppetry?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's
Or
the
is it all
puppets. Yeah.
costumed?
There were 2 different actresses for Chihiro. We saw the performance by Mone Kamishiraishi, I think is how that's said, who was just the sweetest, dearest performer. Oh my god. Oh, I was in love with all of these people. And it is a beautiful recreation of the movie and also goes out on its own limbs. You were talking about the puppets. Yes, there are so many good puppets. They played a lot with like distance and scale in this show. So you'd have like Haku, one of the main characters, this boy who helps the main character and is also a dragon, flies through the sky multiple occasions. And the way that they accomplished this was they had in-person Haku dragon, this huge like 6-person puppet, And then as he would take off, they had Windsock Haku, who was a one-person big windsock. And then they had smaller Windsock Haku when he got further away, where they could...
Yeah.
And they did this for a bunch of them. It was, yeah, Shay?
There is a tiny train. Yeah! That's all I have to say. There's just a tiny train. For when it's in the distance and she's like watching it like deliver the passengers, you just like it goes across the stage like what's the Marine guy, sailor tattoo? Mr. Rogers?
Yeah,
like Mr. Rogers' little train, yeah.
It was it was just a normal model train scale around this ring on the front of the proscenium. And then later, when we see they get on the train with her, it's a full-size train car that comes trolleying out the side.
Oh, I love
Whoa.
that.
Oh, it was
Definitely not
gorgeous.
looking up a bootleg of that. I would never.
You would never do a
that's
thing like
super
that.
illegal,
It'd be really
but-
unfortunate if you did, but please do it.
And the way they accomplished these, like... Because the character designs from this movie are insane, right? You've got
Mm-hmm.
the worker in the boiler room who's a Spider-Man with like a dozen arms.
Oh my god.
He was a dude with, I want to say, 4 assistants who were puppeting his other arms.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whoa.
and some of the arms could like extend longer and stretch. And so he was working with 6 or so, probably 8 because he's an arachnid, right? Do arachnids have 8 or is it the other way around?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
They have 8.
Okay, great. Probably working with like 8 of these arms that were all working around and posing with him and moving with him as he was going through his stuff. And it was just a really heartfult show too.
There were multiple parts Sean did scream in horror though, especially about Grandpa with the spider limbs when they started stretching.
Oh, when he got up and left his chair to move, and they all kind of like trundled over like some sort of horrid. The one that got me the most though was they weren't sticking strictly to the movie. They took really close things from the movie, right? But they also were leaning into the performers they had on stage and the way the production worked. And their No Face, before No Face would get into the bathhouse. For those who are not familiar with Spirited Away by Studio Ghibli, there is this like sort of black cloak with a white-ish expressionless mask that is pitiful standing outside in the rain of this bathhouse for gods that our main character has gotten through terrible circumstance forced to work at. And she lets No Face in because she thinks he's a guest and he's standing out in the rain. And she's like, oh, come on inside. Comes on in and becomes a huge issue. But prior to coming in, they add more moments of No Face appearing also to kind of like lubricate their transitions between sets. And this No Face was a bone break dancer. The thing where you're like, your joints are all going in weird directions and your body is bending in ways where you're not meant to, and would just put on these incredible displays that were just like very cool.
Yeah. And I'm looking at the picture. Is it that when No Face begins to eat more people come to be a part of the costume?
Yes.
Yep.
What?
And eventually
so
No Face
cool.
becomes additional puppets for the arms because the arms become like 20 feet long.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
That looks cool as fuck, so I know what we're doing, like, sometime this week. I'm kidding.
For legal reasons.
But yeah, if you have a chance to see this in some way, please do. It is both an incredible like way to revisit an old film that a lot of us love.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a really incredible stage production, and it was filmed in a way that was pretty great at preserving that stage experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh man. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, just looking at the pictures, it looks really fucking dope.
The choreography, the musical numbers that they add,
But what?
Oh yeah, it's a musical with dancing. Like the one that blew us all away was, you know, the little lamp outside of the twin sister's house is just a ballet performance that happens in the middle.
Yeah, the lamp that bounces around is a fucking ballerina.
Is a ballet dancer?
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway,
That's
I don't.
so
Yeah,
fun.
we shouldn't give away too much. Like,
Yeah,
the
no,
surprises
sorry.
is what makes it magical. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
no.
delightful, though. Thank you so much.
Dear childhood movie turned into cool, not original, but like...
Mm-hmm.
Sounds very original.
It sounds very original, but
Yeah.
like very like novel
Mm-hmm.
stage production.
I'm not sure what the company associated with this was outside of G Kids, which I think is kind of the producing group.
Mm-hmm.
Haruka Ogi produced. John Caird was our adapter, along with Malko Imai. I'm not familiar with their work, but they did a kick-ass job.
Nice.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Well, that was an absolute delight. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, go check it out.
We will.
We will. Wink. Well, because aren't gonna do that.
Oh right,
We aren't
would
gonna
never-
do. We would.
it was
never
only
do
airing for 4 days. You wouldn't possibly find
Yeah.
some alternate
Yeah.
way of seeing
You
it
know,
No.
I'm sure that there's got
by
be
googling.
like a best moments of Spirited Away
Mm,
for
right.
2 hours.
Yeah, it would be a roughly 3-hour YouTube video. Yeah, if you were looking for that
okay.
wink.
Oh, which
Well,
we
now
aren't.
I'll know, so that if I'm looking on YouTube and there is a 3-hour video of Spirited Away, that is definitely not the one I should click on.
Yeah.
That would be
Absolutely
illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And if going through the DARE program twice taught me anything, it's to stay away from bootlegs, kids.
Smoke them if you got them.
Hell yeah.
Stay away from bootlegs. Kill. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. Take us away, Lex.
Okay, my dopamine trampoline is Pete Seeger, American folk musician.
Oh, please keep going.
I-
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I recently started. This is awful. This is an awful way to become aware of Pete Seeger, because Pete Seeger is definitely one of those artists and musicians that I think everyone in America has heard growing up, but you don't necessarily know his name, right? You know, if you're not like clued in into like folk and specifically like protest music in the United States in the 20th century. So it's like, you've probably heard Pete Seeger. Like, he was on Sesame Street. I think he passed away in 2014. So he lived to be 95 years old.
Damn.
Yeah, like, what? But anyways, I feel bad that the way that I came to awareness of Pete Seeger now is through an episode of the show Succession, which is the farthest thing from
Okay.
And I will say there's an episode, and the episode is called Which Side Are You On? And the end credits roll out to Pete Seeger's recorded version of Which Side Are You On? And it's very poignant when it's put in a show about rich assholes doing shitty rich asshole things. And it was very poignant and powerful and well-timed, and props to the writers and producers and whoever else in production was like, this is going to be the funniest, darkest way to end this episode. Let's do a song about workers' rights in a show about rich people who exploit workers every day. Which, if you watch Succession and you like it, I feel like you probably also have to defend yourself like I have in my life, because it's such a shitty show. Like, they're awful people. They're awful. But it's so fucking funny. Like, the writing is so good.
Is it like, do they get comeuppance?
No.
Like,
Well,
I've not seen any of the
yes and no. Like, they definitely encounter the consequences of their actions, but they don't always, because they're rich, and so they don't necessarily have to face the consequences of their actions. But the whole show is just genuinely so dark. It's not an easy to stomach show. However, that episode was incredibly poignant, and I was like, fuck, this song whips. And so I started looking into it, and then lo and behold, the song Which Side Are You On was written in 1931 by a woman named Florence Reese in Harlan County during like the miners' strikes in the early, 1900s. But it was popularized, and the most well-known recording of it is the one done by Pete Seeger and a choir that did the backup vocals. And essentially, Pete Seeger, the real reason we're here today at this Dopamine Trampoline, is an American folk singer who was born in 1919. He is known for essentially recording a fuck ton of American folk music and getting it kind of like in the digital space, so to speak.
We have
a
vinyl.
Yeah, we did not realize that it was Pete Seeger, but we have a Pete Seeger vinyl.
Wait, how did that happen?
Like, we went to the record store. It was like, like when you go to the record store, you see a bunch of albums that are like older
like
folk
the dollar
music,
bins.
like the dollar bins, and you just kind of grab a ton.
Actually,
it was one of those, and I was talking about, I was like, yeah, he has like a ton of American folk music volumes. We should get this on vinyl. And Jordan was like, we have something. I wonder if he's on any of the tracks, and it's his fucking vinyl.
It's 100% his tracks.
It is all Pete all the time.
Yeah. So I've been, okay. I think it's no secret that this is a pro-union podcast.
Except cops.
Yes.
Yeah. except cops. They don't matter. But as somebody who cares pretty deeply about workers' rights and lives in a city like Chicago that has just recently elected Brandon Johnson, thank fuck.
Yes.
Yeah, it's truly the joy is that, I mean, that could be my dopamine trampoline alone. But so I've been listening to a lot of Pete Seeger because I've been just very like, hell yeah, organizing, love that. And then also I just really like bluegrass music. And third, I am gonna start taking banjo lessons from another mutual friend of your Sean and Jordan. Logan from Rough Logan is going to be teaching me banjo this year.
Oh my
I did
gosh.
not know that until we started working together at the paper theater stuff. He's a phenomenal banjo player.
Yes.
Yeah, and he just has an extra banjo so that he can teach banjo. Yeah.
Such a good fucking
That's
guy.
so good. Oh my god. Any opportunity to be around Logan Boy is a good opportunity. Especially if it's a banjo opportunity.
Yes. It's a delightful banjo opportunity. So yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Pete Seeger because I've been like, okay, what kind of banjo playing do I want to do? What's my end goal here? Do I just want to be able to like do some picking, or do I want to be able to like maybe take this shit to some protests and start singing some Pete Seeger? Like, do I want to do that? I might want to do that. So I've been on just a long journey of listening to or attempting to listen to Pete Seeger's full filmography, Jesus Christ, full discography, and it's kind of a harrowing task, but it's just incredible how hard society and culture, like mainstream society and culture, has worked to erase like workers' rights, music, and media, and
because if everyone's going throughout their day singing, protest music, we're all going to be ready and primed to protest.
Yeah,
right.
And so I've been reading a lot about that, and it's just really interesting to me that this guy Pete Seeger was the son of like musicians, and his whole family, basically they all became musicians. They're all very talented. Like his dad helped his dad helped start the like folk music program at Juilliard or some shit. Like I did a quick skim on the Wikipedia, so you're gonna have to do some Googling yourself if you want the full lore. But I just think it's really interesting that this dude was like, I have access to classical music training, but I heard the banjo, and I think that fucks way harder. So I would like that one, please.
He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. I mean, that's a whole other DT too, is like the banjo. I've learned a lot about the banjo.
We'll get to that
there
on the next one.
But yeah, Pete Seeger, he was an activist and musician and used his music for activism for like all 95 years of his life. So
goddamn.
Yeah, pretty well-known pacifist and protester, and I was playing some of the music for Jordan, and I think we can I can say that the song Casey Jones.
Oh, that one's my favorite.
Is Jordan's favorite.
The plot of it's super jaunty, super upbeat, and the thesis statement of the song is, if you're a scab, you go straight to hell.
And that's not a euphemism.
No.
That's not a euphemism. It's a song about a man named Casey Jones who scabs on the railroad, dies, goes to heaven, tries to scab for the angels.
But they're unionized, number 23.
Yeah, and the angels are unionized, and so they send him to hell.
Oh my god.
It's incredible.
I was going to ask, like, where would you suggest people start if they haven't listened to Seeger before?
I would definitely say, like, Which Side Are You On is his most popular recording, even though he didn't write it. But also, I think the song he's most popularly known for writing himself is Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And Turn, Turn, Turn. Some very sad 20th century pacifist music. He was very big on calling people out on the consequences of their actions. And I think that's dope.
Hell yeah.
And he did it with a banjo, you know?
Fuck yeah.
So, yeah.
So I know what we're jamming to after this, but before we get there, Shea McAuley.
It's your turn!
What do you have
My dopamine trampoline?
Come bounce with us, friend.
All right, yeah, let me hop on.
Watch out for the little coils. Don't you forget.
Are those rocks?
Yeah.
Why are
three
there
of
rocks
us
here?
All right, everyone jump. 3, 2, 1, jump!
Wait, the rocks!
Oh,
Crack the egg! Crack the egg!
Yeah, so like my normal dopamine trampoline is usually mycology, mushrooms. I want to spread awareness to how great they are. However, the thing I've been stuck on recently are dolphins. And you know how like a lot of people actually hate dolphins.
Yeah.
In the modern era. You know, they're terrors of the sea. They rip apart pufferfish just to use them for their poison and smoke them. They're sexual little deviants and all that stuff. That's all propaganda. I'm not kidding. I've been looking into this.
Wait, okay, so is this like killer whales? We're kind of doing like what the Romans did to Vikings?
I don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean?
Well, okay, so you know how people are like, oh, Vikings were all so violent and horrible and stinky, and it's like, actually, they bathed way more than most Roman and Europeans, so like, they were just mad that they were stealing their women, because the women were like, wow, this guy braids his hair, he smells nice, so he's got all his teeth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of close. I mean, like, humans have like a weird thing with the ocean where at like one point we're just like, you know what, whales suck, let's get them, let's go hunt whales.
Yeah.
And they're terrors of the sea, we've got Moby Dick, all that stuff. Then Jaws came out and people didn't give a shit about whales. They're just like, oh, those guys, they have little pods, they're they're the cutest things of the sea. And sharks are the demons, and sharks kill like less people than refrigerators. More people get bit by New Yorkers than they do sharks.
The real scourge of the sea.
Yeah, so we have a weird thing
The
with
scourge
the
of
ocean.
Manhattan versus the scourge of the Pacific.
It's so easy to spread ocean propaganda. Here's the thing, all right? We were experimenting on dolphins back during Reagan, all right? We were putting LSD in their brains.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were-
Yeah,
Dr.
Yep.
John C. Lilly's my
The-
god.
That's the one!
Well,
Have
and
you
then,
seen his
and then,
website?
No! What?
I'm
John
gonna
C.
send you
Lilly's
a
website?
link.
Yeah, send me a link right now. This is part of the journey I have not gone on
Who's
yet.
the author who wrote A Wrinkle in Time?
Ursula K. Le Guin?
No.
No.
Margaret?
Madeline Langle.
Madeline Langle.
Thank you.
Okay, for some reason my brain was like, Margaret Thatcher, and that's wrong. But she wrote a book
Oh my.
called A Ring of Endless Light, where there's scientists who are studying dolphins, but it's about how dolphins are like cool as fuck and very like close to humans.
Yeah.
Tight.
This website is so powerful. Am I navigating by dolphin button?
yo!
I am.
It looks like LSD. I don't
I'm
know how
so
else to
glad that
explain
we
it.
got to this because I do have specifically this website on my list of like future dopamine trampolines.
Good.
Is this
It is so the background of the homepage for people who are just tuning in listening is basically bowling alley carpet with dolphins in it. We'll
Yeah.
share a link in the show notes.
It's like when you used to take the photos of airport lobby fabric.
Carpets for airports, yeah.
Yeah,
Carpets
That's another
for airports.
dopamine trampoline.
PDX
I need to
and
leave
CTAC
this
can
website
never.
immediately. I'm losing my actual... When was this made? How is it still hosted?
Wait, if you click on his face, it takes you to a website that just says Earth Resident John C. Lilly.
No, the worst thing is like everything. You can click on anything. There's 2 different pictures of dolphins and they take you to different web pages
Yeah.
with no description.
Wait, okay, hold on. So, sorry to derail. Would you like to keep telling us about the sweet, sweet
Yes,
dolphins?
please keep telling us about dolphins. I apologize.
I feel like we're still talking about the... Yeah, no, I can do it. So anyway, this guy scared the hell out of the right for a while because he was doing LSD experiments on dolphins. It wasn't really doing anything. Like the dolphins like would show no effect, and he was sure it was going to awaken their mind and they'd start talking to us. But no, they just threw them back in the sea, and then they went back to their dolphin friends and talked about how they saw dolphin Jesus. But no, yeah, so there was like a lot of weird things going on during this experiment that just demonized them forever. Like we needed to demonize dolphins to make sure that the hippie movement died for good because LSD
What
bad.
is it with the war on drugs and everyone being a fucking freak about it? Do you know what I mean? Like, people just
I have
couldn't be
no
chill.
idea. We literally
They just
could
couldn't
not.
just be chill about it.
It ruined so many things. So like there's people out there that were like doing like we wanted to keep studying dolphins because we're just like, guys, it's actually like they have more folds in their brains and their brains are bigger than ours. So they should have the potential to be smarter than we don't know how brains work, so that's what we're assuming, right? But no, it turned into like a hippie study to like even talk about dolphins. So it got super demonized. We stopped studying dolphins, and then like everybody who wanted to talk about dolphins was just like, "Oh, see this dolphin who's like eating a pufferfish? He's using it to get high." But no, dolphin wasn't high. They were just shining a light in his eye, and he's just like, "Ah, dude, man, what the hell? Get that out of my eyes." And they're like, "Look, he's stoned. He's stoned because his eyes are red from the light being shined in it."
How is that
Yeah.
like a 1-to-1, like human to dolphin? The assumption that that would just be like a 1-to-1 symptom and be exactly the same?
Because
Wild.
when we eat pufferfish, we also...
We be huffing that puff. You know, huff that puff.
Puff, puff,
Yeah.
pass.
God damn it.
Papa Bess. No, yeah. So we just like started making up a bunch of random things. Like dolphins will just like attack humans. Dolphins have killed one human, and it was because this like really friendly dolphin in Brazil would show up and be like, "Hey, what's up, beachers?" And all the beachers be like, "Hey, what's up, dolphin?" And like pet him and stuff, which is like weird. And like eventually, like this group of drunks came along and tried to put like a cigarette out in his blowhole.
Oh.
And dolphins have this thing where it's really fucked up. Fuck those guys. Sorry they died,
For real.
but not really.
Yeah, no. Get fucked.
It's a classic.
Dolphins have this understanding that if they pin each other to the bottom of the sea and just like hold them there for a bit, that's how they say, "Hey, I didn't like what you just did to me." Except they'll do it for like 3 minutes because they can breathe for up to like 3 minutes. They basically have a little bit more than a human lung capacity. They did this to the guy that put the cigarette out in his blowhole, and he's just like, "All right, man, I'm pinning you to the ground. We're done. I don't like that you just did that to me. Are we set? Are we good?" And the dude responds with nothing at all because
He died.
well,
He's been drowned.
he's been
Yeah.
drowned.
Good.
And the dolphin's like, "All right, cool, we're chill," and like swam off and then never came back.
Yeah.
That's a very fair reaction. If somebody tried to put a fucking cigarette out in my head,
And
Yeah.
not just in your head, but like in
like
the
in my
place
your
that you breathe, like
nostril.
in your nostril.
Yeah.
Like,
Dolphins are being completely reasonable, and we've completely
Mm-hmm.
demonized them. There's so many people that like hate dolphins because of all this like weird propaganda we started.
Mhm.
But no, save the dolphins. Those guys rock. I think
Yeah.
Lex, we got into it once about dolphins because you've always liked them, and I was a consumer of the propaganda, and you know what? I've turned around. I'm so sorry.
I'm glad to hear that because dolphins are pretty tight.
They're tight.
Yeah. They can
And
hang.
like, also, I think it's really interesting that dolphins, they sleep while like swimming a little bit, you know, because they're fish.
Yeah, their
and
brains.
they have to keep themselves up so that
Yeah.
they can like still breathe while they're sleeping. And the problem is that they come into shallow water when they do that. And so that's why you have a lot of like laws and stuff now in like coastal areas and like in Hawaii especially, because people will be like, "Oh, the dolphins are close to shore. Let's go hang out with the dolphins." And the dolphins can't fucking sleep because all the people are like, "Dolphin!" So it's a very like, in demonizing dolphins, we've become very stupid about dolphins. You know?
Yeah. Well, they do have a restraining order on us now, and it's a
Mhm,
big penalty.
mhm.
So
There was a
dolphins put that out. They
there
asked
was a
us
group
kindly.
of people who wouldn't leave a dolphin alone in Hawaii, and they all got fined so much fucking money, and I was like, good.
Good. See ya.
Wow. I didn't know any of that. That seems very reasonable.
Mhm.
Dolphins are just guys.
Just let them take a little nap, okay?
Yeah.
Like, if you see them come
Mood.
up to the shore,
Fucking
they don't want to
mood.
hang out with you. They're trying to snooze.
Yeah.
That's your campaign slogan for 2023. Just let dolphins sleep.
They're just trying to snooze.
Shay, do you have a favorite type of dolphin?
Oh god, I don't know what they're called. They're the ones that are actually not bottlenose dolphins. They're like way deep sea dolphins that we never see because they don't come close to shore. They're like the original nearly dinosaur dolphins. So like we had like dolphins evolve forever ago from deer. Do you know this part?
What? Sorry, what?
Okay, yeah, because
Oh,
they're a mammal.
wait.
Yeah, okay, look
Come
at
on,
their
pay
look at their
attention to
skulls.
biology. They're a mammal. Come on.
Yep. So
This
there
whole
were once
fucking show is about how I am not good at paying attention. We're at 50 episodes. Where did we lose you, Lex?
Okay, fine, fair.
I'm
You got
so
me.
sorry. Please go on, Shay.
Yeah, there's like an ancient ancestor of deer that just looks like a deer. They've always kind of been like that. That just like decided that there wasn't enough food on land because of ice age and stuff like that. So they just went back to the ocean and started going ee, and all
As
that
you
stuff, all
do,
the great things
yeah.
that dolphins. Like I would have done it. They're smart.
Oh,
I
fuck
do it
yeah.
now.
The closest ancestor to those we never see because they die if they come anywhere close to shore. They're not good for it. They're deep
Huh.
sea dolphins.
Wow, that's
They
fascinating.
got a weird name, so I'm not gonna remember. I'm not gonna. Sorry, it's not a science show. It's an ADHD show. So this is what
No,
you get.
that's great.
I mean, that's how we usually present our research. We're like, here's maybe 2 or 3 bullet points if you're lucky. If you'd like to know about something, the internet is right there.
You've painted us a very emphatic word picture, though, so thank you, Shay.
Mhm. Also,
Yeah,
I would recommend to you, Shay, to give The Ring of Endless Light a try because it's about dolphins.
The Ring of Endless Light.
It's
The
it's a
Madeline L'Engle
L'Engle
book?
It's in the same like universe as the Wrinkle in Time characters. So there's like, because she wrote
Oh.
a ton of books in that universe, and there's like a ton of different characters and different families. Like it's not just that like original group of Sibs from Wrinkle in Time, but Ring of Endless Light is like was one of my favorite
Oh.
books as a kid.
Yeah, look at that.
It's
got
cheesy
Disney
as
movie.
fuck, just to like, you know, because it's Madeline L'Engle, but like you get what you
I'll
pay
just
for, you know?
consume any dolphin media at this point. And if I can put one more thing, porpoises can get bent. I'm sorry, porpoise fans. I don't like their goofy faces, and I genuinely, to feel better about myself, sometimes look up porpoise pictures and laugh.
Okay. All right. Well, we all got our things.
I've seen him
We
do
all
it.
got our stuff.
Shay did go and get a porpoise picture printed to affix to a signpost to take and bury in our friend's yard in Monroe,
Yeah, they just
Washington.
heard hammer noises, and they went outside, and I'm hammering a signpost with a porpoise on it
Good.
because they kept sending me the same porpoise picture, so I printed it out for them.
That was going to
yeah.
be my next question: is what is the purpose of the porpoise? But
The porpoise purpose.
I had to. I'm sorry.
The purpose of the
Kill you
porpoise
in your
purpose.
sleep.
I know. Well,
That's the
I
pact
now
we've
regret
made.
that
Yeah.
you know where we live, Shay.
I will show up with something. I don't know. I'm
Is that
probably
what
not
it
gonna print
takes?
out
Is
another
that what
The
it's
day
gonna
that you
fucking
actually
take?
fly to Chicago, I will shit my pants.
Yeah, I'll believe
Okay,
it when I
that's-
fucking see you, McAuley.
It's on site.
It's just got to be for
It's
a
on
bit.
site.
You just have to get me dedicated to a bit, and I'll do anything.
That's
really.
fair. I can't relate to that at all.
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay, I've got a picture right here
Not in the slightest.
that says otherwise.
Oh, no.
Anyways, thank you very much, Shay. I'm so
Mhm.
happy for you and your dolphins. I hope you enjoy perusing the John C. Lilly website. We will put a link to that in our show notes for anyone else who is interested in this tremendous eyesore.
He's kind of fun, though, you know?
Oh, it's
It's
wonderful.
really
Oh,
challenging.
he was kind of fine when he
Yeah.
was young.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should
We
get past
get
this.
it.
Yeah, no, he was a
Oh?
little handsome guy, like a
Mhm.
Hunter Price kind of
Yeah,
handsome.
very, very debonair.
Oh.
Amazing.
So what's your dopamine trampoline, Jordan?
I'm going to tie it all back into workers' rights. I have a quick little dopamine trampoline for everybody who would like to bounce with me. And it's just WGA picket sign.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into like the strike and everything that's happening right now. I just specifically want to shout out, this is not at all unexpected because it is like the writers' strike. So of course they have good signs,
Mm-hmm.
but some of them really just tickle me. So I saved a couple of my favorites to my phone, and I'm going to read them to you right now.
I'm so ready. I say that as if Jordan did not show all of these to me yesterday when we both
Oh, I
were...
found more.
You found
I
more?
found more since then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we got a
Mhm.
fresh batch.
Hot off the
Secrets and
presses.
surprises for everyone.
Hot off the presses.
I don't know what that was.
I don't
Jeez.
either.
Who just joined us on the podcast? A third guest.
Hi. It's me.
Yeah, hi. My name is Allison, and while I'm here, I'd like to speak to a manager.
Allison, God, you really just went straight for the vagina on that one.
That's how I do.
Huh?
I was gonna say straight for the dick, but like, you said
Yeah.
Allison, and you know how they
Mhm.
feel about gender and sex.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna read some other people's words now.
I feel so bad for anyone named Allison right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have a name that sounds so white and Karen-y.
The first sign, which I think is just spectacularly damning, says, "You came up with Quibi."
Yeah, that's the death knell, huh? That's
Like, this is what happens when we leave you alone. It didn't go well last time. Straight to the point. Another one, which I felt very personally seen by, just says, and for context, one of the things that is being discussed and has led to the strike is the advent of AI, as many of us are hearing about, and
The CEOs love to talk about this shit.
Yeah, they do. Suggestions or ideas that like AI could replace writers, which is a debate for another time, but just know that that's been part of the conversation, which is why this picket sign says, ChatGPT doesn't have childhood trauma.
We should give it some. It is still a child right now.
You make a very good point,
we can
Yeah.
teach it.
Yeah, I'm sure it can learn trauma.
but can it monetize it as well as we do?
I don't know.
Yeah. Another great one, also very to the point, says, give up just one yacht.
Just
Mhm.
one.
Just one.
Mhm.
That's all it would take.
This other one I'm very excited. I picked out for this group specifically, and it says, if you can re-release Morbius, you can pay us. And the caption is just,
Fuck.
it's bargaining time.
That was my favorite part of the WGA picket, was when Morbius looked right at the camera and said it was bargaining time.
Another good one I feel like this crowd might appreciate. It just says, my edible just kicked in. I'll do this all night.
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh, God.
Oh, another very good one. My gay little jokes bought your Tesla. And I have
Oh my
two
God.
more. These are two absolute bangers and some of my favorites. Number one, it's a picture of a person standing outside on a street corner. It looks like it's raining, maybe, which makes this particularly beautiful because their sign just says, "Stop making writers go outside." Which, again, to go back to
Yeah.
stereotypes which make you feel uncomfortably seen. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And last, but most certainly not least, a very proud-looking person with a picket sign that says, "Bad news, studios. Not writing is literally my favorite thing. I can do this forever."
Writing show. I'll just stand in front of truck. I love standing in front of truck.
Oncoming traffic's my favorite.
Teamsters.
You
top
say
tier.
this like it wasn't my plan to just open a Word doc and not type anything. It's what I was going to do anyways. So, easy. But also, great that you mentioned Teamsters, because apparently they have a reciprocal mutual aid agreement with the WGA. So, if you have resources to contribute, I believe you can. It's the Teamsters and one other union. If they're easier to access, you can donate to them and it will support writers who are on strike right now.
You can also, there's another place you can chip in with the Entertainment Community Fund. Used to be the Actors Fund. If you go there and go to donate and check the drop down for film and television, that support goes to the people who are being impacted by the strike who are not the writers. So the people who aren't able to work right now because the writers are on strike. All the various staff and performers and such who can't strike with them necessarily. That's a way that you can help support them too. So we can watch after each other.
That is tight as fuck, and I love that you shared that. Thank you, Sean.
We have a lot of links to put in the episode description on this episode.
Yes, we
and
do.
it's kind of nice.
It's going to be great. Well, shit. Thank you both so much for coming on the show.
No, thanks for having
for
us.
our Double Besties 50th episode. I almost said 50th anniversary, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Weekly anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my God, congrats on 50. And thank you so much for having us in to, you just opened the door to let us just make a mess of your living room.
Oh, no. I think we actually got more practical, usable advice in this episode than normal. So
it's like a superpower that you, Sean, specifically have, because that's how people feel about the ADHD and D episode, that it's actually helpful.
I feel like Shea brought a lot of heat. I just talked about a cool play.
You're like adding milk to the spice, you know what I mean? In a good way.
I'm the latte in your chai.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Jordan and Sean have the more calm-ish sort of steady energy, and then me and Shea are the type of people who just kind of bring the other stuff.
The other stuff.
The
we don't really have a name for it.
It's just farts.
Scientists haven't identified it yet.
The funk.
It's just like farts and chaos.
Wow.
Christ. Yeah, thank you both for coming on and being willing to just shoot the shit.
This has been lovely. Yeah, thank you.
I'm so glad that you got something out of this too. It's good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Everything I say sounds so goddamn insincere. I don't think I have a sincere bone in my fucking body. Everything I say sounds like satire,
That's
and I'm
why we
sorry.
co-hosts. That's why we have each other.
Is it good that was weirdly sincere from you? How about that? It sounded strangely
The
sincere.
only sincere emotion I have is anger or annoyance. And I think that's why. Is if I start getting a little puffed up and I start talking like that, that's the most honest I'll be, unfortunately, for everyone else.
I don't know what to do with that information.
Nothing.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Makes me think of, in just a little bit, we're going to, Lex is in a D&D game with me that's starting in an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, we should probably.
And one of our players, our dear friend Woodrow, plays a character who always talks like there's an innuendo. Like, everything he says is like, hello, I would love to have a drink. We're like, of what? Of water. And you're like, no, you can't do this to me.
It's very, like, I'm trying to think of, like, a specific thing that he said, but, I mean, his character is literally named Profit, like, Profit.
Oh.
So, like, baked in slimy energy.
Gotcha.
But the problem, I think, is that it's our friend Woodrow, who is the least slimy person I've ever met in my entire life. And so I think it's just really delightful that he can bring that energy. The acting, you know? When in reality, and also I think his character Prophet is sort of just slowly starting to peek into that like heart of gold, even though he's kind of a skis.
Can't help it.
He can't help it.
Player cannot help it. They can't.
Yeah. Prophet's just a grimy guy.
But yeah, the tone of voice that always sounds like you're trying to imply something, no matter what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy.
Just like, can I have a bacon, egg, and cheese? And you're
Yeah.
like, do you actually want a bacon, egg, and cheese? What's...
Yeah.
Bacon on my egg till I cheese.
New episode title. New episode title. Oh my god.
Oh. The beauty of you saying that.
Oh
of
yeah.
all people.
Yeah.
Really
No, that's the one.
delicious.
The one
Delicious
uncomfortably
bacon, egg, and
sexual
cheese.
comment from an asexual I will drop in. And with that, I think let's call this one quits.
Oh yeah. Thank you again.
Thank you. Have fun playing D&D later.
Thanks. God, see, fucking nothing. Nothing sounds sincere.
And
Thanks.
Shay, whatever you're doing after this, are you in this campaign too?
No, Sean's probably just gonna let me outside. I'm gonna skitter around a bit.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
have
get-
fun
get his run
skittering.
in.
Yeah.
You need to make the extra offering to the rats.
Yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right.
I don't ask about that. The less I know, the better.
Fair.
All right. This has been Or Learn Parkour from Wholehearted Production Company.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, etc. Basically anywhere that you can find a podcast.
Special thanks to Cresia Perito for our cover art design. You can find her at Pedal Hop. That's PETALHOP on Instagram, Etsy, maybe Twitter if that's still a thing by the time this episode drops.
Yeah, thank you as well to Tom Rosenthal for our intro and outro song, There Is a Dark Place, off of the album Keep a Private Room Behind the Shop.
You can follow us on the social medias. We are at Or Learn Parkour on Instagram. We also have a little website brand, and her name is wearewpc.com.
It's a she.
Yeah.
I love that for her. Sorry. You can also you can find a link to that fresh and sexy website, beautiful gal that she is, as well as links to sources, transcripts, and the myriad of websites that we've discussed on this episode in our episode description.
If you enjoy this podcast and want to hear more, Buzzsprout affiliate link. Another one of those links. There's so many at this point. Start a podcast if you want to. You will win. We will win. Everyone will win. You too can become podcast.
You too can become podcast.
Stare into the infinite.
Give up the mortal coil.
Free your mind. Free your soul.
Relax into the ether.
Be consumed.
Or if you don't want to do that, you could also share the show with a friend or a family member or an enemy or a stranger on the street, or you could just give us money. We have a Ko-Fi. You can find a link to that on our Instagram or our website.
Great. Do we have an outro question?
It's the worst thing one of you has ever done to the other.
Oh my god.
You got it,
Oh
Shay?
my god. Okay, so way long ago when Minecraft first came out, Sean and I had started a server, and I put a bunch of dynamite under his house, and a creeper, he didn't know that it was under the house. A creeper blew up at his doorstep, and it lit the dynamite, and his entire, like, the cliffside just disappeared.
Oh my god!
And really, I hadn't told Sean that until like a year ago. I felt so bad I couldn't tell him. I told him it was a
Shay told me it was a super creeper.
And he asked no questions. He was too new to the game to understand.
My god. Oh my god.
And I really felt
Shay, you monster.
I held on to that guilt for so long.
For like literally 15 plus years. Shay held that secret deep in the dark corners of his heart.
Oh my god.
You fucking monster.
I think
God.
he only shared it with me recently because he wanted to add it as a note to a Venmo transaction.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how you found out?
Yeah.
That is truly bestie behavior. Amazing.
I was just assuming the worst thing I've done is drugging you, and we
Yeah.
already talked about that. So
Yeah.
My
Great.
bad.
Well, I'm Jordan.
I'm Lex.
I'm Sean.
And I'm Shay.
And this has been Or Learn Parkour. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye!
Bye!